the curtains, dim the lights, let's start the show. Another week of Upland news, let's fucking go. Every day in Upland there's a stream for you. Different types of players and their points of view. Saturdays are for the Clue Crew, and we've got a lot to chew through, keeping tabs on all we can and sticking it to the man.
I'm not your lawyer, your banker, or your mother. Do your own research and make your own damn decisions. Welcome to the Clue Crew, where each week we discuss the various news, facts, and rumors. We're putting our heads together to solve the mystery that is Upland. I'm Scooby. With me again is Cernus. How are you this fine evening, my buddy? Oh, you have to unmute yourself. You have to unmute yourself. Remember, we have to do that now, because you're able to hear my audio now. Haha, hey, it wasn't me that messed up this time.
Okay, testing 1, 2, 3.
I
I'm as live as can be.
was flawless. Except now I'm loud again. Smidge loud. Okay. Bringing it down. Bringing it down. How are you, though? How you doing?
I'm good. I promised I would do this for my friend Artantic with Upland, who always talks about water. So my drink of choice for today's podcast is water.
Well, there's nothing wrong with a nice, healthy, refreshing, smooth glass of water. When your body's feeling thirsty, it wants water. They taught me that in science class. I've got a this is one of my favorite energy drinks. Actually, it's Monster Ultra Vice Guava. I'm a real big fan of guava, and I'm a real big fan of like Miami Vice, like that aesthetic, you know. So it's just all around, just fantastic. Look, I don't know if you can, yeah. So you can see how look how shiny the pink is on top of that can. It's fucking cool. Yeah.
You're gonna be up all night.
Shh, it's okay. It's Saturday night. That in all seriousness, that was always one of the reasons I was okay and really liked the idea of pushing back our time, was because mail carrier. I don't work Sundays, so yeah, stay up all night like it's college, baby. Yeah, I've still got a little bit of that non-alcoholic whiskey left in the fridge, just like a shot or two left. Once I get a decent paycheck, I'm gonna get the variety pack rum, brandy, something. Anyway,
Okay. Yeah.
I will I will report my findings live and in person. Well, not in person, but live. But Upland. We're here for Upland. And there's people presumably here watching us. Oh, yeah, we got fun guys here. City of Pigeons here. Howdy. Yeah, so got some stuff going on. Just starting right up the top of the hour. Where are you? The hubs. Got to start with the hubs, the construction hubs, man. You saw this. I guess. Okay, all right. Next time, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna throw in the towel. Next time, I'm gonna sign in my Google account or whatever. I'm gonna sign in the Medium ahead of time, so that I stop getting that damn pop up. Every week I deal with that. But what'd you think of the construction hub?
I'm still dissecting it to this very day. I'm thinking, based on the feedback, that Uplanders are still kind of weeding through it, and that for the most part, after there's some friction with understanding this at first, that most players are very excited about this. That's about as much as I seem to understand so far.
You know, friction with understanding it is exactly, yeah, no, that's a great description of it, and unfortunately is often, like, way too often the case. But yeah, so um I've been listening to the other shows, and I've heard various interpretations of, like, well, not interpretations, that's wrong. inferences, predictions, the ways they think this could play out. I've heard I've heard the suggestion that it'll be like the person that takes the contract, takes their 1,000 Uppies, puts down the minimum spark, and that you know that's up to the other person. The other person can stake the rest themselves or rinse it or whatever. Um, I've heard that it would, maybe the idea that it would just then be on the two of them, so only they'd be able to. Questions of still don't know whether or not there's going to be a minimum amount required to like rent it out for. I asked X1 about that, and he didn't know and hasn't gotten back to me yet. Oh, shit, that was at 10 to 10. I'm a little outside my well, maybe. I need to. All right, 1 second. I need to feed my totems. I'm a little. I got the ding in my in the Hong Kong server, and hold on.
I just started feeding my first totem today, so I'm way behind. But this is an announcement for all. If
How
you
late
haven't
am
started
I?
your totems, this is basically your last. You're on the 11th hour right now.
All right, I'm actually dead on. All right, it was at 6:40. All right, I need to maybe reset my my alarm for that. So yeah. All right. Hold on. Yeah, man, totem season. I tell you what. It's that time.
No wonder you have monster.
Yeah, no kidding. I did a good job setting my times, and so far I've missed 2 feedings on my orange, but
Yeah.
at this point, honestly,
How many totems do you have to feed?
just 3, and
Okay. I have
it,
11, and I've only started one so far.
if I can, if my orange even makes it this one, it died last season, so I'm just kind of hoping that it survives this one. That was at 212 plus 20. I'm 5 minutes outside my window. All right. Oh well. Better late than never. I still don't think it counts as a missed. No, must not. Because like when you miss a feeding, it's like, hey, you fucked up. You should come back more often. Which I'm like, all right, fair enough.
You would like to see a totem like shed a tear, or like you miss a cycle, or like if it's
Ooh.
very happy, jump in. You know, give me something more than just click a button and successful.
Hold on, because I know they're not full bodied, but if there was a way to make them look skinnier or like fatter, like more well fed, you know, you see the outline of their bones if you've missed more than one feeding. I mean, why not? Come on, have some fun with it. Yeah. Okay. Thanks. Pigeon just confirmed what I thought. You have to be way off to miss a feed. All right, so I didn't miss a feed. I'm totally cool not getting most optimal feeds. I'm doing my best to not miss any, and I'm to get into a better habit of that. And I'll talk more about the bot in our server a little bit later on. Back to these construction hubs. Yeah. So, and I don't think that there's actually been confirmation about, because I've also heard the idea that the person that takes the contract just takes the money, starts the build, but doesn't have to lay down any sparklet. Like I don't think if anybody in the chat knows if there's been any official word on what the actual process of that contract taking minimal staking is for the construction hub, let me know, because I haven't heard it yet, and it makes a difference. The fact that X1 didn't know when I asked if there was going to be a minimum amount for a contract to start surprised me. That seemed like a given to me. I mean, some minimum amount. What, it's going to be one Upix? Like that seems.
This is one of those themes where when an announcement is pushed with an unknown timeline to start this, and it's a complex one, it often will morph into something that's a little bit different than the way the announcement is presented at first. That's at least my experience. Like with neighborhood ratings, which is also kind of a complex program,
Hmm.
the way it was actually delivered once it came and how it's evolved is a bit different than the way it's actually written in the announcement. So that's one thing everyone should keep as a grain of salt in all this. Is it may not be exactly the same once it rolls out. And you know what? It's the devs who Mr. Query is the one working on this
Hmm.
behind the scenes. It's not X1. It's not Squall. It's not
It might. I
the
mean, it might as well
frontline
be.
people are not the
Yeah.
ones doing it. So
Yeah.
we'll see what the devs actually do. The second thing that I want to call out about this is it led to a lot of speculation that Upland is going to be bringing in its own layer one Spark Exchange at some point, and that this is just one more piece to the puzzle, a clue possibly as to why the Epic Spark Exchange is where it's at still.
Right. Right.
Here we go.
Which we'll get to that in a second. But yeah, it. This could be a first step towards an actual first-party Upland produced Spark Exchange, which I wanted for so long, but now I almost feel like I mean, with the Upland Spark Exchange dead, I'm calling it dead. With it dead, and the USC is dead. Long live Upix Land. Um,
Mhm.
it's it's kind of become a staple. So okay, between the Spark rental exchange mechanics being community delivered and the property searching tools of Upix Land being community delivered. I mean, it used to be Upix World years ago. Um,
Right.
I I it almost feels a part of the player culture to have the exchange run by the players, and so I almost don't want it to go into Upland's hands now. But
Understood.
this could be a duopoly though. This could be a nice little the player based exchanges handle the actual Spark rentals, and Upland handles the the construction starting that they can't do
Mhm.
because of science or something. I don't know. It's
Science
all
fiction.
yes. Well, yeah, it's science fiction. Right now, hey, it's becoming reality every day. So yeah, basically. Um, in in general though, I'm very excited by the mechanic itself. By the mechanic itself, excited to see
Mhm.
how it works. I hope that there are minimums. I'd like to see the minimums correlated to the Upix version of the price that the structure sold for. So if it was a $5.99 service structure, I'd like to see the minimum for it be 5,900 Upix or whatever.
Right. Okay.
That's just my personal
Interesting.
opinion. But
Mhm.
yeah, something. It's gonna be cool to see though. And do we know when it's coming? I mean, I know soon, but like the only thing that we know that's coming this season is Uppies themselves as a number. So we don't know when this is coming, do we? No. Well, they got a picture, so soon enough. Apparently, EOS King. Wow, shit. How old is that account then? If it's EOS King, how long have they been working on this? Does that mean that they've been working on this since before they switched the app chain? I'm just saying. I mean, all right. Preview image, final design is subject to change. Right. All right. Well.
I was just going to add, you mentioned uppies are coming. It does technically say in the announcement that Uppies will not be included in this initial release. So we'll get to that, but I just wanted to highlight that.
Yeah, will not be included in what initial release? Oh, you mean in the right? That's why I said as numbers. They'll be potentially
Yeah,
there as
right.
numbers. Because I mean, as I understand it, the residents are Uppies themselves too. It's like person versus human versus citizen, right? Like we're all talking about people. Like I know we're using different words, but and I know that they mean different things in different contexts, but we're not talking about different species.
What they mean though is the mini game. It's just that they didn't word it very well.
Well, we'll get to that. I'm sure you're right. I have very little faith in my own comprehension of these articles, but they are fun to go through. So yeah, let's just barrel on through. Let's just go through the next one. What say you? Big drops coming this harvest season, and those big drops are eh. I'm reacting to the visual on their coming to these. I guess these are these the 4 Uppies that they have on the cards.
You don't get the Uppies, you just get the drops, the cosmetics again. This is
No, I know.
one of those kinds of.
I know that. I'm saying that this time again that they oh it's probably not gonna let me, is it? Because I already gotten burned. Nope. Oh right, because you can. Okay, yeah. Um. Yeah. Okay. So the 4 Uppies shown there are the 4 Uppies from the different harvest season passes. They're doing that thing again where if you collect all 4, then you get the super fusion one.
Right.
I've done that once before. I did that for the Ice Dragon one because the Ice Dragon one was particularly cool. Dragons are cool. Ice is cool. I really enjoy. I think that was a Blossom season or something, but I really enjoyed it. But again, that I like the whole thing that I don't really like any of these. Eh. Again, that's
They
just
look very generic.
very generic. Very generic.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I understand that they're of course going to be archetypes and stereotypes, and it's not going to be not every uppie is going to be the parody iconic Whoopi Goldberg Donald Trump type, and nor should they be. But there's also something to be said for like there you can go too far the other end of the spectrum, and this is getting a little bit to that. I'm just like, all right, so what? Tom Cruise from Top Gun, like we got a guy who's a pilot. I know. I'm sure they have little backstories and stuff. I'm just not impressed by these.
Well, and if you look at their faces, they almost look like they're the same person.
Yeah. You know what? That's part of it too. Yeah. They don't look diverse enough. They're all okay. They're all the same height. Their ears look too similar. They look very yes. It looks I don't know. Maybe they're cousins. Maybe that's what maybe I'm reading too much into it, and they're actually just like related, and that's I'm being an asshole. Fuck me, right? Yeah, they're actually quadruplets. What a dick I am. Yeah. They're like the boxcar children. They've been raised by their grandfather after having lived with their dog in a trailer in the woods.
I mean, they do look like they're the same age too, so quadruplets is checking out with us.
Maybe all right. I'm gonna have to reserve judgment on this. Maybe I have been too. Oh, they are a family. They're the Sprigs. All right. You know what? Fun guy's proving me wrong. I'm the asshole here. I'm sorry, Sprig family. Of course you look similar. You are a family. Apparently.
Even then, though, if they are a family, they're not all supposed to be the same age, right?
Well, no, they're quadruplets. I apparently hit the nail on the head. They're quadruplets. I don't know. Anyway, moving on. We're burying the lead here. Whatever they are, we're not getting them yet. That's the point. We're not getting them yet. Whatever they are.
There are a number. There's four of them.
Yeah. All right.
There's a number.
So yeah, we're gonna get phase one of life. Well, residence and phase one of life. Yada yada yada. Filler. Um, influence score, residence score. We've discussed this in the past. Still gotta wait to see how those numbers actually hit to see how it feels. But influence scores, how sparkly and shiny the uppies find your property to make them go, ooh, me want to go there. And then you got the residence score, which is apparently the total number of residents that actually went there and stayed there.
Right.
That's again, until I actually see how it feels, I'm keeping it and explain it like I'm 5, like in my head. Oh, and yeah, fun guy. I think maybe it wasn't Blossom, but I think it was. I kind of remember also being like, huh, all right, but like, hold on, I'm gonna since I've been getting all of the shit forever for the seasonal stuff because I like it. It's gonna be labeled. So give this a second to load up, and we'll find out for sure. Nope, it was Frost. It was Frost. That's my bad. It was Frost. So, right. Not Blossom. I'm an idiot. Alright, Uppies will not be included in this initial release, which is why we keep putting them front and center on every fucking article in bold lettering with more AI-generated art. I'm excited for the Uppies. Stop putting them front and center and in bold until you're ready to actually give them a little bit in that regard.
Mm-hmm.
We're actually getting residents and whatnot. That's apparently what we're actually getting. And while that distinction is slight, I feel like that's the verbiage they should be using in the big bold at the very top. Well, maybe I read it. Oh, actually, it does say residents are coming. Why did I keep thinking it's the uppers are coming? Alright, I'm losing my mind.
Basically, they are residents. Uppies are residents. It's just you're not getting Uppie legit.
No.
You're not getting an Uppie minigame. So the wording, I just think the wording is the issue here. It's not actually that we're not getting Uppies. We are getting Uppies.
Mm-hmm. No, that's what it is. I didn't see the word Uppies. That's what it is. Above the heading "Residents are coming," I see an image of Uppies with the words "They're coming." That's why, But yeah, it's again human person, civilian, citizen, Uppie, resident. Talking in circles.
Because there's nobody else residing in homes other than Uppies. Let's just get that out front and center here.
Not yet. As far as I know, the Uppies don't have like pets or anything. Although maybe in the future the Totems will be the Uppies' pets.
Right?
Be pretty cool.
You know, that brings me to the other point. There was some article, I can't even remember where it was, but it calls we now have, you have the service structures.
Yes.
And then I read an article that said living structures.
Yes, I'm glad you said that. I was all right. I'm going to take a break here actually and address that.
Not living structures.
Well,
Totems.
First of all, you're right. Jumping to the end, they should be called residential structures. If you're settling on service structures, then not opposite, but the adjacent version of that someone resides in is a residence, a residential a residential structure. I mean, when you go to college and you're in the dorm, you have an RA. That's a resident assistant. Like we're all. So right. I guess we're
And there's no requirement to actually live in a living structure. You can be dead in a.
I was thinking, I'm guessing that they meant like that they, yeah, living units is where this breakdown happened. Oh, excuse me. You have service units, and then and we've seen the different versions of that, the essential and the uh entertainment, whatnot, and then we know that there are living units. And I guess somebody when they were typing was
Mhm.
like, "What do you call a living unit structure?" Living structure, and just kept on going. That's the only way that makes sense to me. But I love it. I love it because I'd like to remind you what season we're in. We are in spooky season. So I choose to read it literally. Service structures, living structures. We are building living structures, everybody. For this season and this season only, every structure that you build that's not a service structure is alive.
Well, if it's spooky, then you're actually allowed to be dead and live in there. So, whatever that means.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna go like full on Revenge of Dr. X on this and like try and make some living structures and put like some zombies in them and some Frankenstein stuff. I don't know. I honestly,
Mummy.
it this is the kind of thing I do when Upland makes silly mistakes like that because it's fun. Because what else did that yeah, a living structure. That's not a fucking thing. That's not a word. No one says that. No one's ever been looking for real estate in the real life and been looking for like, okay, but you got any living houses around here? I'm looking for a house that I can live in.
As
No,
opposed to
no,
not
no.
live.
That's a house I'd die in, sir. I want a house I live in. You know the kind of house you wouldn't be caught dead in? I want that house. Right.
Oh boy. Imagine.
Right. But we are getting we're getting life. Yeah, it's my segue though to we are getting life though. Phase 1. We're getting phase 1, which I hope is more successful than Marvel. I really do. We're going to get
Well, it's only
nurseries.
plant-based so far, but yeah.
Well, that's where it's phase 1. I mean, honestly, not to get like into a whole religious debate about where life comes from, but if you're talking about the phases of life in an existence environment, starting with plants,
Right.
I
Yeah.
yeah,
Makes sense.
no, that does not make sense to me. Um,
And we all evolved from plants anyway.
I see. Yeah, the single-celled organisms in the ocean and shit. But regardless, we're starting with plants, and although I would argue that to be fair, if this is phase 1, I would argue that Totems was/is phase 0, which does put animals first. So yeah, take that as you will.
Right.
Um, but I'm excited. We're getting it. We're getting nurseries with the ability to generate seeds. Which what do you think of that word generate? I know that somebody, I think it was on Upland After Dark. I think it was either uh, Elslack or Happy. Anyway, someone else had pointed out that they thought it should be germinate.
Okay. Germinate would be much more specific, and I do prefer that. Yes.
Well,
And the other thing is the word living structure should be for nurseries. That's my opinion.
oh fuck! You just blew my fucking mind. Yes, yes. Living structure should be the term for production units like nurseries. I like that.
Right.
Oh, that's
And
great.
incubators for animals.
Yeah, well, yeah. But
Yeah.
as far as germination versus generation, yeah, I get to me it's all about what are you buying? If you're buying the
Hmm.
seeds to plant on your own land, on your own property, you'd be germinating them yourself on the property. But if you're buying a seedling, if you're buying a little tree or something from nursery, then it has already been a germinated seed. So yet again, I got to
Right.
see how this actually plays out in the store mechanics. There's going to be some nitty-gritty here. But I can't wait. I put a whole lot of sparklet to help get that first that sunflower seed nursery done because I naive, I should know better.
Mhm.
4 years in this fucking game, I should know better. I naively thought that, oh, if I just help and get it done real quick, then it'll be done and it'll be able to do its thing. No, no, of course not. Of course it can't just work. Upland has to push a button first. So they're getting ready to press that button, and I'm excited for that. I'm excited to see how it works. I am going to apply for a nursery as soon as I can, and I hope that it's more like service structures than it is like private airplanes and hangars in terms of like quantity and shit.
Mhm.
If there end up if
Right.
there end up being only like fucking 15 for sale, I'm gonna lose my shit a little bit in general. I might get banned from Upland's Discord. I'm not fucking kidding. So we'll see how that plays
Can I
out.
also present one spooky idea too?
Oh, please do.
Since it's spooky season? Yeah. So, with life, did that also come with weeds?
With weed, well, I mean, there's all kinds of plants that are gonna be in Upland. I can't, we got probably gonna have poppies, so sure, that can be refined into heroin. They can do marijuana. Oh, weeds. Huh.
Like you start producing some of these weeds, and then you get more and more bad stuff all over your property that you then have to fix.
Right on. Yeah, that's something where I doubt it. I actually kind of like the idea, but I kind of have to assume that Upland wouldn't want to interfere too much with players' properties and step on toes in that regard.
We'll see.
Still trying to get a prize over to the guy the player that won that truck. Still trying to
Mhm.
get them that truck. Got to get them because Upland doesn't let you. I mean, 4 years in. Sorry, lot of non sequiturs, but y'all know how I do, and this is a constant thorn in my side. I'm having to. I'm not having to right now, but I wanted to do it before I forget. In the middle of the podcast, address this because Upland doesn't let you just give shit away. Even sending Uppies, you have to have held it in your fucking wallet for like 60 days. I've been doing
Right.
giveaways. I've been doing giveaways since like we just had two cities. I got sent to jail for doing giveaways. And
Uh-huh.
like it's and it's because it's always been so difficult. They won't let you just fucking do it. So right now,
Right.
I gotta get this player one of my legits so that I can offer to trade the truck for the legit. Well, now I gotta find out what city they're in so that I can find out what because I listed it in a city that they're not based in. I'm not gonna have them travel. And all of this because I can't just like press a fucking give button. Send them the truck. Just give it to them. They want it. Let me be an idiot and give away my stuff. Why you gotta put barriers up? Oh, fun guy. Yeah, I'm not gonna go into a lot of details. I think I went into it a bit in the very first episode. It got worked out. Don't worry. I was found not guilty. I spent like a week and a half, 2 weeks in jail. I had fun with it. I did a prisoner's diary about how I was trying to escape in general. It was fun. It was somebody actually did do something wrong. I don't remember who, and I was because of how I did my giveaways was in a mass of transactions, and so me and a bunch of my winners got swept up. We got exonerated after a while. So, yeah. This is years ago, so it's something that
Definitely.
yeah, yeah. Anyway, so, oh, all right, all right. Doing my podcast now. I'll work it out with you after. All right, and a thumbs up. Okay, so yeah, giving doing giveaways is a pain in the ass. I mean, I love doing it, but Upland makes it a pain in the ass. So phase one, yeah, life, seeds, seedlings, nurseries. I want them. You better give them to me. I understand you may want to charge me something. I hope it's an Uppies. I accept if it's in dollars. If you tell me that I have to get a special queue position, I'm gonna raise hell.
What if we have to buy a bunch of living structures?
Shit, right? Okay, no. Real talk though. I get the joke, and yeah, right, no kidding. But they do have they do have a similar to apply for certain meta ventures. You have to own certain amounts of the shit that you're going to be selling. So some sort of prerequisite like that, like you have to have, if you're gonna apply for a nursery, you have to already have so much protum or some shit. Okay, I'm okay with that kind of barrier to entry. This Paris Deluxe bundle service structure, there's only so many. If you didn't get it, you're
Right.
fucked bullshit. No, not okay with that when it
Yeah.
comes to this kind of stuff. It should be like a meta venture. It should be something you just apply for. In my opinion, it should be something you build and apply for.
Sure. Yeah, I agree.
Totems Cycle 5. We've already talked about that a little bit. Now
And we're gonna have more cycles too, not just 5.
that yeah.
Most interesting piece.
Well. Okay. All right. We're probably gonna have more, and highly likely that we're gonna have at least one more. But I honestly do not read this as definitive of a season 6 because it says that totem cycles will continue for now. Continue for now being very, very present tense, and we are currently in cycle 5. We are in that last one. We're actively monitoring their impact. They may be retired, adjusted, or continued in the future based on what best supports the evolving upland experience. If cycle 5 tanks, I think that we're already in the them judging it phase.
Right.
So as long as people keep showing interest, yes, I think we're guaranteed at least one more. So remember, folks, it's like your favorite TV show. You gotta tune in. You gotta play the game. You gotta feed your fucking dog, or whatever.
So I have a devil's advocate on this one. So if that's the case,
Oh, does it?
new players joining Upland, let's say a month from now.
Oh shit, Fun Guy's right. This will not be the final cycle. I was only reading the small print. My bad.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, either way, here's still a hot take. A month from now, if let's say that we get to Totem 7, right, and then it stops. We then just have life. How do new players get into the whole life building life? They have to buy Totem like the Epic store at a 1-to-1 ratio at an expensive rate, or is there going to be an easy way for new players to get on board with it? That's my hot take.
I don't know, because you can't get Protum the way you used to be able to, that's for sure.
You can't even transfer it as a player to help another player.
Yeah, that's rough. I mean...
So you're going to be able to earn STEM from treasure hunting, or how are people going to win STEM? You're going to win STEM in Sparklet? There's going to be prizes in Upland for new players to win this thing?
All right, so you can't. So you're right. You can't send Protum to another player. You can stake Protum, like you can spend it on another player's totem, though.
Yeah, but once totems are done, how are new players going to get STEM? Is my question.
Oh, I see how that.
Yeah.
Hell, I don't.
What is the entry basis
for
new players? That's my question. Yeah.
Well, all right. If totem, animal, feeding Protum, and then yields Protum, and then we replace Protum with STEM. We replace. I mean, I say replace, but add to animal with plant.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Flower then is stem. Like if it's an apple tree, you give it the stem, you feed it the stem, and then it would grow, and you would harvest stem from it.
Okay. So it'll be exponential in some way once you have a little bit.
I mean, that's the only way that I can figure is, that's how you get more seeds and that's how you get more life force. I mean, not to get
Right.
like philosophical, but that's how we actually get life force in the real world. You eat that apple for energy. So,
Right. Yeah.
maybe I'm thinking too much into it. It's not going to be any of this. I don't fucking know. So yeah, I should really read from the top down, not the bottom up. Y'all are right. Yeah, about this is not the final totem cycle, but it is all up in the air. They're leaving themselves very, very like little commitment so that they can do whatever they want whenever they want. Hmm. Well, I want to see the residents. We'll wait and see how they are.
Really, I think what would make this whole Uppies and residence piece stand out more is, again, if we actually see the Uppies in our structures, or if we at least see some animation, then I'm going to feel like I have more of a visual of what's really happening and not just a number and not just what a leaderboard says. I really want to be able to feel like I'm actually living and breathing this. That's just me.
Well, yeah, I think that's what we all want, and that's like the one thing we know we're not getting right now. So tough, tough shit, man. Sorry, it's not coming yet. It's the one commit. It's like the one committal statement Upland is making right now is, look, we're giving you lots of vague promise. You're not getting that yet, but we're making lots of vague promises. Not this. Damn, man. Yeah. More service structures though. We got those.
Yeah. Here's my hot take on living structures. Eventually, like you have bees, and then you have to buy the rights to make beehives, colonies, bouquets, all these little things. You're gonna then have rights for all the living structures too.
Yeah. Did you grab the service structure, the Upix ones?
I thought that was cool for new players. Finally, something more of an
Yeah.
entry level segue. So kudos to Upland on there. I am so upset with myself for not buying the hotel. I really think the hotel was the main feature that I really wanted on this one.
Yeah.
And the only thing was I was very disappointed that's only 14 service units. I thought that was very low for a hotel. So,
Yeah.
anyway.
Look, I completely agree with you. It's very low for a hotel. I'm pretty sure at least one other show this past week pointed out that it was very low, considering just actually I think it might have been Pigeon. I think it was Pigeon for some reason, but just like the number of like windows and shit, and it's just like 14. Why there's
Very unoccupied.
There's gonna be a staff of 14 and 14 janitors at any one time. The fuck are you talking
Imagine someone
about?
puts a hotel like this in like Manhattan. That hotel is going to have to go bankrupt.
It was
within a year.
it was Pigeon. Yeah. So yeah, I remember hearing Pigeon. I was just like, what the fuck? Yeah, there he is, Pigeon saying over 150 rooms in that hotel. Exactly. Yeah, but only 14 service units, and I'm just like, it's a very efficient staff. I don't know what to tell you. It's mostly robots. That hotel is run by Roomba.
what does that even mean? 14 service units. So it's not.
I
It's
think.
not 14 residents.
Well, no. Okay, so that's how I'm taking it. All right. So, and again, hey, maybe I'm fucking wrong, but you got like living units, residential units. That's gonna be like an apartment. How many roommates can you have? When I look at 14 service units, I'm assuming that's gonna be like your staff at any one time. So I'm assuming that means that like
Okay.
14 people, which again, in a hotel that size is fucking absurd. Really? You're gonna tell me that at any one time there's a staff of just 14? I I I feel like the inevitable pool is alone gonna have some.
This is going to be one of those hotels where you keep clicking the ding dong at the
Yeah.
front desk when midnight.
I
Wait
mean,
for like an hour.
think
for
about
somebody
think
to
think
show
about
up.
room service. Room service
Right.
is a kitchen. That's people cooking and shit. Maids.
Right.
You got the clerks, the desk. I mean, yeah, anyway, so yeah, the idea is just fucking absurd. Now, maybe I'm wrong, and that's not how the units work at all.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea. Because not far above that, we have the information kiosk, which is 0.55 service units. Which, if I'm right, means that somebody got hurt real bad.
How many? What is
No, it's a
service
part-time
units in there
job.
for?
I'm sorry. I just had an epiphany. It's a part-time job. That's why it's not
Okay.
quite a full service unit.
So it's like a full-time equivalent basis sort of thing.
Yeah.
FTE, you get half a credit or something. Okay.
I mean that's
But
how I'm
either
thinking.
way,
Sorry, go ahead.
if we go back to a high school seem to have like the most service units or entertainment units or whatever. It's a dual unit thing. A high school is, in my opinion, about as complex or maybe even less complex than a hotel. That's just my opinion. It means hotels should be like way higher as far as the total units.
Okay.
But
Yes, you're just right, and that's and Pigeon just said something that it very much what you're saying. For the price you're paying, you're not getting like much in service units, and that's
right.
in that like you're trying to the whole. It's not just as much as it's about aesthetics for me. That's not the primary function of this of this game part of Upland. The primary function is the numbers. It's about getting your influence score up and this score up and that score up to attract those people over here and then that. So like the numbers really fucking matter. So if the price you're paying doesn't correlate to the value, yeah, you're like it's bullshit. Then it's bullshit.
Right.
I'm not fretting because we're so early days in this, and I think that all of these numbers are going to be revamped before they actually go into effect.
Oh, sure. Yeah. And we don't even know if the service, like the unit numbers, really correlate directly with your scores and things like that, too. It could be like some ratio, and then maybe you need to, your goal isn't to have the most units, it's about your improvement 1 month over the other. I don't know. Just so many different ways this might roll out.
Yeah. And we also don't know if the I'm probably being too hopeful here, as I often am with Upland, but I've wondered if the different types of service units will have different weight values in different cities where they're better known. Is the lifeguard shack gonna have a higher value in Miami than in Seattle? Just first thing I was a lifeguard, so first thing that came to mind. So, but yeah, again, it all comes down to the math. Speaking of all these service structures and everything, there, did you see the new button for service structures in Upland?
I did.
Yeah.
Kudos to Upland.
Yeah. I think that I only have one criticism. they took an opportunity to add a button that I actually kind of like. I have something else to criticize after this, but I like that because service structures are a big fucking thing now, and we need the information that links to. But they added a button and
Right.
didn't take any away. We
Nor
don't
alphabetize them.
or alphabetize
Right.
them, right? But NFL legits don't need that. FIFA World Cup don't need that. Football legits don't need that. I mean, assets. Those three are covered under assets, aren't they? Yeah, my legits. Collections, my legits.
They
My
should have just like an icon for like additional um, additional information or something. You click that, and then all these other icons load up. That's the way I see that. And then you keep the quick menu a little bit cleaner.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you have to. It's getting to the point where you got your multiple swipes on the quick menu on your phone. It's annoying. The having I'm finding myself my eyes on the desktop like I know which one of these fucking things is it. Honest, but in a way though, I have to admit, given the number of announcement channels that Upland uses, I guess it's kind of on brand that it's really fucking cluttered with redundancy. So maybe that's just like part of their culture. I don't know.
Well, and the other criticism I would give here is you put service structures as an icon, great, but I think what's higher priority that should have been rolled out first was gamified earnings being its own icon. We needed that much more, that even more so, just slightly more than service structures, and we still don't have that, like the leaderboard. We don't have the whole announcement. All of that should be in one little place on the quick menu, because let's face it, new players don't go to these announcements.
No.
You know, and so and they don't know about the whole yield thing, and there's odd players who don't know to look for this too. That should be a core feature, or at least, if nothing else, get that icon in the the missions area for new players to say know about the gamified earnings. But bottom line, that's the only other criticism I would have is great job, but which one comes first?
And with that, I clicked it, and oh look, lookerstudio.google.com. You put the button in the app. Put this in there too.
Right.
What the absolute fuck? Stop using Looker Studio. It's a weird word. Looker Studio. That's not a word. No one in there. I'm sorry, but that is not a fucking word. No one has ever before this talked about Looker Studio. Those are not words that you put together. Anyway,
Right.
put it in the fucking app. I'm so sick of this shit. Oh shit! I see. You're right, Pigeon. Which I mean, of course you are. You're generally right. You can do like all the different types of units, not just service units. It's got living units too. So that's cool, and it shows how many units they have, what the type is, all that shit. That's awesome.
So we're definitely going to be dealing with the word living for quite some time, it looks like.
Which means that we could get to the point of dying. Eh? It's spooky season.
Life is not mortal in the metaverse, apparently.
Oh, come on, like Squall knows what he's talking about. We've already determined that they're not immortal, that they can be burned and shit. We're going to be burning 2 to get 1. I don't know about you, but when Anyway. They're not dead, they're just on a farm. Right. Yeah. No, like, I get the joke, but, like, you also outright earlier had told me that, no, they won't die, so... Anyway. We've covered that in a previous episode. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So yeah, new button. I like that it's there. Wish that it actually led to something inside the app itself. But what are you gonna do?
Hmm.
The starter structures were, of course, the coffee stand, which, as others have pointed out, has little tiny styrofoam coffee cups, and then a bodega, which is apparently just a corner shop. I don't know what I thought a bodega was. I've heard the word bodega like my whole life and never had a meaning really associated with it. It's a corner shop.
Hmm.
Cool. Yeah. Um, yeah, and then daycare center. Love, love it. Um, you know, I got nothing really to say about any of these because they're just good. They're just good stuff. I like them all.
And it's not just for new players, right? Even odds can buy these starter structures.
Oh yeah, I already got them all. Yeah. Hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, of course, you can only buy them once, cause
Hmm.
you know. um, but yeah, and then they are apparently permanent. Um, I personally wonder if they are going to stick with. I like that they're permanent. I kind of think that Upland might have a better. I think they might do a better job if they cycled them out. If they said that they had if they always had like three, but it was three out of a pool of 30 that they just cycled around.
Hmm. So do the starter ones have less units then than the non-starter versions of these?
Well, I don't think so actually. Let's find out. All right, so we got the coffee stand, and we know that there is a coffee what does the coffee shop? Is it a cafe? I know this is obviously the
Hmm.
French one. And is it probably essential? Uh,
I'm
laundromat,
just kind of wondering if this is just
bakery.
Upland really just saying you now have an option to do UPX instead of USD to buy rights
Huh.
or structures going forward. And it's just a way they're introducing that instead.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Hold on though, because I know that I see again. I fucking hate Looker Studio. All right. Coffee stand. Are they both just called a coffee stand?
There's two of
Oh,
them?
I don't like that at all. Upland, give them a different fucking name. Oh wait, no, no, that's the exact same one. This is just in a different color. On the Looker Studio one, it has everything in white. Coffee shop,
Okay. Hmm.
and yeah, it only has two. So the stand has three. There are more employees working at that little stand than there are in the entire coffee shop. That's how I'm reading this.
And you pay USD for the coffee shop and a starter one for
Well, you don't pay shit for the coffee shop now because you can't buy it anymore.
Yeah, but you get
No, I
more
know.
value by
Yeah,
having not spent the USD and actually spending it in UPX, and you get more units
yeah.
if you didn't buy it with USD. So it's like,
Fun guy thinks that the coffee stand is bigger. And I can't I can't really weigh in on that. Pigeon might be able to weigh in on that. I don't know. I do feel absolutely that it is a criminal front and a money laundering organization. That's the only way it makes sense. I'm fairly certain there's criminals there running that coffee stand.
and one of them sleeping there overnight.
Well, he's not sleeping. I mean, it's
Oh yeah,
coffee.
because they have coffee.
Right,
So
yeah.
of
If
course
there's
they're
one
not
thing he's
sleeping.
not doing there, it's sleeping. Come on. Duh. But yeah, bodega, cool.
Yes.
Then we had the sausage stand. Now, as I understand it, this is a thing maybe in like Europe or something. We don't have them in West Virginia. I've never in my
I feel
life.
like it's yeah, and same. I feel like it's too close to the hot dog stand on this one because I basically consider a hot dog sausage.
Yeah, and I know a lot of others agree. I I don't know. Like I said, I know that there are like a lot of other like dishes and stuff. I know that sausage is popular. I know it's delicious. I've just never seen a stand for it. I've never in my life been at a carnival. I've never been at a circus, an amusement park, a mall. I can't think of a street vendor that I've ever seen that was like, sausage, get your sausage here, selling sausage by the stick. I just,
Yeah.
nah. So, I don't know. But I bought it.
Imagine someone puts one of these sausage stands in Manhattan, like in the middle of Manhattan. Oh, that would be funny.
And then, of course, the information kiosk, which makes sense. The live theater, which Pigeon, I had for their show had guessed concert venue, and he gave me credit for that with live theater, and which I appreciate that, cause yeah, I was thinking about that, and most of the like places where you see like concerts now are also the places where you see other live performances. It's just that nowadays we don't do live performances as often as we do concerts.
Mm-hmm.
Which, man, slight segue, but there really is nothing like live theater. If anybody has ever has the chance to go out and see like Shakespeare in the Park or something, and you're not doing anything, like it's fun. Like live theater is just fun.
Mm-hmm.
So, highly recommend it.
Right.
What else happened? We got new missions. Oh, right, but not yet. They announced like everything because of how they're doing seasons now. They're waiting until the first like full week with a Tuesday and shit. But they're still making their
Mm-hmm.
announcements ahead of time, and so like this came. I mean, this was 2 days ago, and it's not going to go into effect until this coming Monday. We're 2 days away.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I
no. Oh, go ahead.
Oh well, yeah, no, I was just gonna say, I know that gamified earnings, I think it starts Tuesday actually, if I'm not mistaken. But I know that one of the issues is, a lot of players think, oh, it's a new season, so there should be an announcement before the first of the season about the gamified earnings. So you know, then there's all these messages on Discord. Okay, where are the tasks? Why haven't we gotten an announcement about the season? Oh, Upland's behind with the earnings. This is unprofessional. I saw all of that, and I I had to try to explain, and I didn't know how else to explain. It's the reason why you don't get the gamified earnings announcement maybe on October 1st is because the whole earnings don't actually start until the Tuesday, the
Mm-hmm.
first Tuesday of the. It's just why not just send that announcement the last day of the season before the new season starts? It would just alleviate those silly little nonsense things that people don't really understand the nuances of it, and then you
Mm-hmm.
have to keep explaining it to the players who are like semi-active or dormant, and they're like, oh, okay, oh no, Anyway, that's my little beef on that.
Yeah, I don't agree with I don't I agree with you on a lot of that. I disagree with some of the things that they do with it. I don't like Tuesday as when as their mission start thing. They announce the missions on Monday
Mhm.
so that they can start it on Tuesday and shit. And I don't like. All right, in my
Right,
opinion, you start the shit on Monday. Period. If you're
right,
gonna have a mission and you're gonna start it and it's supposed to be a week-long mission, and I accept that we're not doing Sunday through Saturday. I accept the weekend and everything. So Monday morning, you're
hmm
not like your 9 to 5 job. So the actual missions should start on Monday. If you want to announce them before then, which I understand, just announce them end of day Friday. These are
right,
going to be your
right.
upcoming ones in a few days on Monday. This is
hmm
Friday. This is the end of our current one. Here we go. And I think that if they did that with Mondays, I think that it would also make it a little bit easier with this whole starting it at the first of the month and whatnot versus that, because then when the first of the month rolls around, they could just do an announcement that was like, all right, it's the first. Everybody get ready for Monday.
Right, exactly. Yeah,
Get ready for Tuesday sounds weird. You're like, wait, which Tuesday? Even if you know it can't be the Tuesday you just had, but
right. It's
your
an
brain's not
awkward
wired that
announcement then.
way.
Yeah, right.
So, but these should be easy enough to get. These missions are going to be just start building shit, living structures, service
Right.
structures. If you have got any of the service structures and you own any properties and have any amount of sparklet, easy peasy. They honestly, the hardest part here is probably being like, all right, what was I gonna do that I now need to wait a few days? That's the real
Yeah,
issue.
yeah.
Cause
And
I
I understand for those who are not looking to fully build these, it sounds like you can just build for like 10 hours or so, and then you can demolish it if you want. As soon as it triggers on the leaderboard, at least I've heard some people will just then demolish and you get credited for the whole period. I
yeah, I
haven't
mean
tried it myself.
that would make sense. It would. I mean, it would certainly fulfill the verbiage. It says to begin construction. It doesn't say shit about finishing it. And indeed, we know that it's
hmm
not actually monitoring it being finished because I mean, it takes way longer to build things than the tasks last.
Right.
So yeah, I don't see why it wouldn't work. And for some people, that may be what they end up having to do if this particular combination of structures would interfere with their plans.
Right. Yeah.
So, um, as for me, I'm building all kinds. I'm getting Hong Kong going. I've been taking my earnings, and now that we have Upix Land working for Spark Rental, I've been getting builds rented on that as like on top of the Spark train. So I've got plenty of. I had to just stop.
Yeah.
Once I saw that these were the missions, I realized if I don't stop now, I may run out of Hong Kong properties to do these on to fulfill the missions. And so I was like, all right, well, just till Monday or Tuesday. I got shit. See, even I don't fucking know. Is it till Tuesday? God damn it. Yeah, it's still gonna be Tuesday. It's yeah, Tuesday. So I have to wait till Tuesday. It's stressful.
You got to get Fooey on board.
I do. I do. Oh man. And then we all know what gamified earnings are. We all know complete 5 tasks, get your 14.7, or be an all-star and get all 10 done to get
hmm
15.2. And then every so often they'll do a Sparklet Wars, and if you participate in that, you'll get an extra bump to your earnings the following season, or something
Are
like
we
that.
sure we're getting worse this season? I know they said it's being delayed
November.
from last season, but are we 100% sure we're getting worse?
Uh, Cernus, we're not 100% sure of anything. I'm not 100% sure that Upland's not going to be acquired by Elon Musk, and that keeps me awake at night. But we do have confirmation that the plan is November. They're going. The plan currently is for the next Sparklet Wars to take place in between Harvest and whatever's after Harvest. What Wonderland, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Wonderland.
think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's pitching going between Harvest and Wonderland. That's the plan. 100% sure? No. No. No.
At least we have a clue.
Oh, I've got written documentation, and anyway.
Can we rely on it?
No, I can't rely on the words that they say, and they only prove it more with the more words that they say. So no, but I hope
we have it in writing, so we should be able to rely on it.
Yeah. Well, all right. Okay. Cynicism aside. We're supposed to get our next Sparklet Wars in the off season between Harvest and Wonderland. That's going to be November the 16th through November the 30th. Now, usually the war is, depending on how they do it, wars have lasted between a couple of days to 1 week. It has been 1 week when we have done faction-based wars, knights versus pirates versus Borgs, etc. And then the other kind, of course, was when they did PvE, where it was the whole community versus some robot thing. I was never... Those always ended before I was really able to do anything, and those were always only based on, like, getting proper... Totally different kind of gameplay for those. And still don't know exactly what this next one's gonna be. In my opinion... Well... My prediction is that it will not be PvE again. I'm only making that prediction because they held that vote of if people wanted to stick with that or how they wanted wars to be treated in the future. And the conclusion of the vote was a rotation of war styles. So we just had PvE. It would make sense if whatever the next version is not a copy of that.
I think the best compromise on that would be to have Uppies go to war.
Yeah, I mean, why not? And I do think that eventually, I absolutely do think that the numbers part of that should play a factor in the Sparklet Wars. I don't know exactly to what mechanic level, but I think that especially in a PvP war, if you took into account especially things like residence, that could really play a factor in terms of points being given for attacks. If you get a cannon and it's successfully attacking an apartment that's not defended but has residence, that should get you more points.
Exactly. Yeah.
So.
It makes a lot.
They do not, Pigeon says they do not do that. They update it when they do. Kind of one about that. Told them it was something released years ago, and they just updated it. They need to post that it was updated. What was updated, Pigeon? Well, while he's figuring, or while I'm waiting to see what Pigeon is saying was updated there. Okay, so I really like being able to see the YouTube live chat, but because of like looking at a bunch of different things on a screen, I've come to realize that sometimes I don't know if the person that put something in was talking to us or somebody else that was chatting. And and I'm just like, my brain don't work that fast. I don't know how people do it.
Who's fighting tonight?
Yeah, that's what I was getting to next. All right, which I guess we should do. I'm a little behind on that. We're an hour and 15 in. Pigeon says the minting for new cities articles. What? Whatever.
We're minting new cities.
Maybe I'm just tired. Had a double feature tonight. We watched what did we watch? We watched Sharknado and Sleepaway Camp 2. Highly recommend the first 3 Sleepaway Camp movies. Oh, a chef's kiss of a trilogy. I mean, just phenomenal. All right, moving on though. All right, so fighters, yes, we do have those, and I'm gonna pick them right now. Right now. Actually, no, fuck that. I don't want to pick them. Can I randomize it? Is there there's a button down? Yeah. All right. This is gonna be a really random fight. It's gonna be so random we're not even gonna know how random it is. How? Oh, we're playing in East Asia. All right, it's Poison versus Hugo. Y'all know the drill. Hashtag Poison, who is apparently a pink-haired dominatrix. I like her hat. And then Hugo, who, oh my God, look at look at Hugo's hair. All right, that's hilarious. All right, nope, fun guy. We don't do team 1 and team 2. Yep, you gotta do Poison or Hugo, cause yeah. All right. So while you guys are doing that, I'm gonna get this up and get to typing here. But where were we? Yeah, the tasks. Do them. Get your earnings. Earnings are good. It's my official take on that. All right, and yeah, we're gonna do a best of 5 for this. All right. Need to get my keyboard working again. It went to sleep on me. Okay, there we are. So now I'm writing down who picked Poison. Oh, I gotta be a little quieter. Looks like my kid might have just woken up. But you know. All right, City Pigeon, you pick Poison. Wolf, you pick Poison. Oh, I didn't even know you were here. Hey, Wolf. And then of course, Big Norm. And then that of course leaves for Hugo. Caustic Array. Is Caustic Array the only one going for Hugo? All right, looks like it. All right, and yeah, for 50,000 Uppies. Here we go. Right. So, moving right along, we got the Harvest Season Pass, which if you get all 4, you can combine them. Which, now that we know that this is in fact the Sprig family, and that they are just quadruplets, what do you get when you fuse the quadruplets together? Is this like a Dragon Ball Z Gotenks situation, or what? Like what happens there?
I think you get Dad.
They fuse into their progenitor. Maybe. I mean, honestly, I have no idea. Yeah, I don't know. I'm on the. I mean, I got the one. I got who do I got this Zia chick. I'm pretty sure burned her. So that I had the pass. I considered for a brief moment, like checking out the other 3 secondary for Uppies. But then I realized, like, I mean, just one of these would be relatively close to another, like, Sparklet rental on Uppies Land, and so I was just like, nope.
Right. Yeah. Have to be practical.
Yeah, Yeah, but I got the one so that I can keep getting the drops because I love the seasonal stuff they do. I still think that they
Hmm.
could do better things with that. I know I'm not the only one. Um, does it say give any clues here on what the fusion pass would look like? Does not look like it. Yeah, so I have to wonder. If I had to guess, it's gonna be something stupid like a family photo where it's all four of them together, being like doing some pose or something, you know. But it
Kodak moment.
yeah, that's probably what the fusion pass is gonna be. It's gonna be them on their family vacation to Myrtle Beach, something. I don't know. But that's where we are, and we're waiting now for the season like missions to actually start. We're in season. You can get the pass now, and yeah. What else? What else has been going on? Let me take a look at my notes here. I
Well,
have.
I have an update.
Oh, what's your update?
Well, so I did reach out to X1 on Discord and I asked what new information we can share about trailers for semi trucks.
Oh,
And we got an update.
we did?
There is an update, and that is progress is being made. Details excluded. But
Wait, wait,
progress is being made. That is what he said, but
wait.
he doesn't have any details on what that looks like. That was his messaging. So I explained to him that optics wise, I would leave that to the audience to decipher. We got the clue. Now you decipher if that's positive news or negative news or neutral news. But I'm just sharing the news that progress is being made.
All right, all right. I want to make sure I'm hearing you right. Are you saying that progress is being made or that it has already been made? It's currently being made?
Good question. Let me pull up the exact quote. Let me see if I can find it here.
Because if it's currently being made, I find that a little more concerning. A little more, what have you been doing this whole time?
Well, at least it's active.
After a year and a half, we think we've finally figured out what a rectangle is. We're going off that.
Let's see here.
Yeah, Poison's getting her ass kicked. I have them set to the same, difficulties and everything. I guess it's just it's Hugo's day.
Okay, so the official wording is I know it was being worked on. It was being worked on, but have nothing new to share regarding that. So I was probably being even a little bit slightly more positive, maybe. The wording is I know it was being worked on, but have nothing to share regarding that. That's in regard to trailers. September 29th update from X1.
Well, we we knew that already. It's not so much an update as a well, it's neither up. It's not. It's past date. It's a post date. It's a pre-date.
I
It's a
tried
down
to give
date.
something. I was like really pushing for something optics wise to help here. So that was my
Yeah.
attempt, and that's what we got.
All too often, it just doesn't seem like they're interested in helping their optics, though. It's sad.
Exactly. I presented it as would like to provide some new, fresh information. So that is the
Yeah.
new, fresh
Well.
information. Just passing it along.
Hey. Look, anytime X1 or Squall or any red name wants to come on and give us the skivvy, the scuttlebutt, the scoop, or any other version of a story, they know where to find us. And actually, no, they probably don't. I doubt they're aware of us at all. But once we have 10 episodes, my name will turn orange, and nope, still probably won't have a clue who we are. That's okay. That's okay. Not worried about that. So, one thing, a couple got some things from this week to talk about beyond just those news stories. Number one, uh, totem tracking, which is a pain in the ass. And I don't know if other servers have this functionality, but got a bot going in the Hong Kong server that has some commands that'll work with where you can have it you start it, start reminder for this kind of totem, and then it reminds you every so many hours, whatever that totem's number of hours is, and it tells you, it pings you. It says, "Hey, you, you have this kind of totem, and you need to feed it this much protum, and do it." Um,
And that was what you were doing at the start of the show, right? You were getting one of those.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I found out that I had actually missed one of the pings because my phone was on silent. It's while we were watching the movie. Y'all know how seriously I
Gotcha.
take
Yeah.
movie time. Can't be fucking with that. But yeah, that's
Yeah.
where I was a little behind. Yeah, no, it was a ping in my yeah. Thanks, fun guy. It's really useful because the alarms and the timers. If you live alone, they're probably fine. 3:30 a.m. last night. Scooby, what the fuck is that? Why is your phone going off? I have no idea why my phone's going off, dear. I must have accidentally set an alarm. Let me just
Ned, I don't want to mention anything about. Oh, by the way, I'm doing upland totems.
Right. Well, it was literally 3:30 in the morning. I'm thinking to myself, she'll probably fall back asleep. I'll probably be fine. But yeah, so I've got a bot now that just and so I don't have that timer swipe down dismiss notification, none of that stuff. I just get pinged, and it's like, hey, do this. You got a 20-minute window. I need to update it to get the windows right. I don't know all the different windows because I only have 3 colors, so I only know 3 windows. But I need to figure out the other ones.
We'll have the link for the Discord server and the YouTube, right?
Yes, I have started doing that. So, yeah, anybody that wants to join, you will find the link to join the Hong Kong Discord server in the description for this video, which whenever I watch YouTube, they're always pointing down at this point, so I don't know, right? Feels so fucking weird. But, yeah.
You know those videos where they go like this and like this?
Click this link, that link, this link, click this link. I don't fucking know. Click me. Go click yourself. But yeah, and it's the Hong Kong server because the server is for Hong Kong. We're trying to develop Hong Kong, get it built, get it going, and everything. We are just the official show, the official podcast of Hong Kong. Why? Because I fucking said so. That's why. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. I'm looking at you, Chinese government. Prove me wrong that I'm not the official podcast of Hong Kong. Yeah, that's right, Winnie the Pooh. Anyway, but in all seriousness, yeah, so if you're having trouble tracking your totems and shit and the alarms and timers and whatnot, it's a real simple setup. So the next time you're feeding it, just pop in that server and put in the command to start the reminder. You'll get pinged every so many hours. Speaking of Hong Kong, looked up a couple of statistics, keeping track on how it's doing. It is almost 63% minted, which is I don't know what it was last time I checked. Because I'm only now keeping track, but right now it's 60.
I want to say we were like 60, yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Yep. Because unminted is 37.6, so that leaves 62.4. So we're getting there. We're almost 2/3. Of those, where are my notes? Because I did some math earlier. Right. So City Hall going to be done in 7 days. It's going to be done by this podcast next week when we will have more cheese on, and I'll be able to apply for my meta ventures and, stuff.
Very cool.
Oh, who won that time? Oh, Hugo won again. All right. Get that going. But yeah, so next week, Hong Kong City Hall will be done. Be able to apply for everything. Yeah, there you go. And that will make everything a lot easier once I want, for doing giveaways and stuff, because that is pain in the ass. Had more. Here we are. I did some more math. The percent of the city built. It's obviously not going to be as high a percentage as other cities that have been around longer and are more minted out. But I was a little bit surprised. And this is, unless I'm totally reading it wrong, this is like the actual amount, like already built, not in progress. Which may not be showing here.
I'm curious what neighborhood is the most built so far.
Well, we'll find. I'll find out for you. Let me just take off the ones here for it. But it's over 5% built completely. There's over 900 properties that are completely built, and I found that. Yeah, here we go. Properties with a structure. So I added all these up and divided by the amount of total yada yada yada. And so that's not like, I'm not talking about 5% of the minted properties. 5% of all of Hong Kong, all 18,000 properties, over 5% is built. 963 structures. As of which one's got the most? Yao Tsim Mong, which is, to be fair, it is the biggest one. It's also a purple collection.
Right.
But the next biggest one is Kowloon City, and it's only got like 250 less, but it's got less than half as many structures. So yeah, people in Yao Tsim Mong are building at just at a much faster rate. Now, I mean, I'm responsible for like 4 of those. I don't want to say I'm a trendsetter, but you know.
You know what's odd though is that Upland has excluded neighborhoods that were already collections during the city reveal. So Yao Tsim Mong will not be a neighborhood rating. It's excluded just for the fact that it was already a collection prior to everything, which is a silly little asterisk exclusion. It shouldn't be that way, but that's how it's currently done. But neighborhood ratings is still on pause, by the way, this season. So we don't even know what neighborhood ratings will look like once it returns. So.
Yeah. No idea. And yeah. Yeah, I hadn't thought about that, but you're right. That does affect it, whether or not it's already a collection going in. But even so, it's still I'm happy to see so much being built across it. It's nice. And
exactly. Yeah, sure.
Hugo won again. So like Hugo has won. Hugo won 3 in a row. So
congratulations.
Well, congratulations goes to Caustic Array. They were the only one that picked Hugo.
Okay.
So yeah, congratulations, Caustic Array. You won again. 50,000 Uppies. You won it all. You won the whole pot. You were the only one that picked the winner.
Yay!
Congratulations, real underdog. All right. Yeah, Hugo apparently just really good. I don't know. But yeah, so Hong Kong over 5% built. Let's keep it going. Keep it up. Hong Kong has the Spark Train going. Join the Hong Kong server so that, you can maybe win some shit. Well, I've updated the prize list. It had only been a few things last time. Let me not bring that up, but so the prize pool now for the first Spark Train in Hong Kong it's 100,000 Uppies, 1,000 Sparklet to keep. We'll get it to your MetaMask wallet. Also gonna give away 1 totem. I'm gonna give away 3 lore legits. That's the Blossom 25 episode 1, Genesis 25 episodes 5 and 8. I'm gonna give away the Outback Topper Block Explorer, the Heart Emoji Block Explorer, a Special Forces Cannon, and then if the person has a property they want on the Spark Train, they'll get an extra one on the next train. So yes, that's for the first train. That's not
Wow.
that doesn't all go to one person.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to go to multiple people, but that's why you should get on there, get the stake, and get it built.
I need to get going on this myself. I just won 4K Sparklet with the whole ledger thing. I don't know how you did on the ledger, but yeah, that was I need to start moving some of that over.
I got my share of Sparklet. I only got like 200 or 300 Sparklet, but again,
Okay.
that was I like those events because I am the person who like, all right, here are some things I was going to buy anyway. Awesome. Reward points. They're just reward points at that point.
Exactly.
Cool.
Right.
I love when it's reward season, Like, yeah.
Yeah.
So I was happy with it. I got no complaints. I did though test out the portal for sending Sparklet in and out. And I have to say it works very well, very easy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, it doesn't take any time at all to get it in. If you get the Sparklet into your MetaMask wallet and you get your MetaMask wallet verified on Upland, it's basically just a simple crypto transaction like anything else. Except Upland,
Right.
except you start it on Upland and have it request the amount instead of selecting how much you send on the other end. But it amounts to the same thing. It was very if you've handled crypto before, it was very intuitive. I was honestly expecting it to be a much bigger pain in the ass. Took me 5 minutes.
Yeah, there you go.
Like I gotta say, props to Upland. I didn't watch any tutorials. I didn't read any guides. I said to myself, what if I can just figure this out? Plugged in my hardware wallet, got MetaMask going, went to Upland, saw I had to connect my wallet, went through that. I mean, seriously, easy as pie. So I brought in all the Sparklet that I have been buying over the last month or so through my $2 a day thing I've talked about. And then I said, I was like, all right, that was easy. So I started thinking, all right, how about the other way? So I took off 10,000 Sparklet from City Hall that I had staked, just as a nice round even number, and went to withdraw that. And yeah, easy as pie. It said it would be about a 20 Uppies transaction cost. Now it phrased that as though it was like 20 Uppies worth of gas. So I'm not sure if it actually charged me 20 Uppies or that amount of Sparklet, or I'm not sure where.
Because it's the Epic, yeah, it's the conversion amount.
Okay, because obviously I don't have Ethereum on my Upland account to cover the gas there. So okay, all right, yeah. Well, there you go then. I mean, it's and as I understand, it should show up within 2 days of when I press that button. Easy as pie.
Yeah. Customer is saying though that I have some in MetaMask on base that cannot be bridged to.
Okay, yes it can. You just have to bridge it from base to ETH, and you can do that. I have done it both using BankerBot, because BankerBot is what I use to do my DCA, and so I just straight up told it before I had it send my Sparklet to my hardware wallet, my Trezor. I had it bridge it first, but then I already had some in on base on my hardware wallet, and I on MetaMask swapped. I just said fuck it, I'll swap it. And I went to I pressed swap, and I then selected it from the one, and then I selected it on the other chain, and I thought I would take like a big hit from that, but it was no really bigger hit than like a transaction. And when I looked at my activity history, it labeled it as bridging. So apparently, if you swap the same token from one chain to another on MetaMask, even it recognizes that it's bridging, verbiage wise.
Okay. Huh. Good to know.
This was my experience doing it one time, but yeah. So sending that out there, was expecting it to be more difficult. Alright, we already talked about the new submenu for service structures, which leads outside the app, crying face. I'm sorry, but like, just stop taking me outside. It's your app. Stop taking me out of it. It's really fucking weird. Like, just to be clear, Upland, most companies go into other platforms to try and suck you in. You're actively pushing us out, and it's fucking weird. It's really weird. Alright. Let's talk about some of the other shows going on in the Upland universe, because believe it or not, folks out there, the Clue Crew is not the only show. I know, I was shocked. I only found it by happenstance myself, but it turns out there's a whole damn TV guide. Yeah, I know. Starting, of course, on Sundays, you have the Hyde Park Ninjas. They go in the morning, like 10 or 11 a.m. Eastern time.
Okay.
This past one was kind of an interesting show. I noticed that. Well, I listened, didn't watch, but I heard they brought in a stream of a live tailgate from Buffalo for there was some football game going on, and so I guess one of the ninjas like grew up there or grew up with these people that were streaming, and so it was just a stream of a tailgate, and they were doing shots together, I guess, like over the stream. It was fun. It was a very interesting social experiment. Not experiment, but social experience.
Right.
Experience, not an experiment. but it's something else.
Depends if there's an outcome.
Right. But the thing I really wanted to point out about them, I'm really happy for them. They have a new racetrack coming out. They're just waiting for it to be approved, called the Copper Cobra.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and that's a
Very
really fucking cool name, the Copper Cobra.
Yeah.
And apparently, again, wasn't watching, only heard, but apparently, from like top down, zoomed out, the racetrack is in the shape of a snake. That's cool as shit.
Whoa.
That's what he was
My
saying.
Block Explorer is a cobra, so this goes hand in hand.
Hey, yeah, yes it is. That's right. Yeah, right on. But yeah, so shout out to the ninjas. Congratulations on your new racetrack. Can't hope it's approved, and maybe that you know what, I'm gonna make it the first one I race one of my vans on, because that's cool. Copper Cobra. And then Pigeon's pointing out he's got to get an updated TV guide since the Monday show, since the Upland Revival hasn't done anything in like a month. But I also didn't I hear that there's going to be a new show on Mondays at 8:30 Eastern with Mass Chef, Ant-Man, and I think one of the ninjas said, I think it was SC, was saying that I was taking all these notes while I was listening, but yeah, they're going to be doing a new racing show because there's that whole new racing, like, not new racing league, but the new
There's a new
iteration
channel
of
on
the
Discord,
racing
too.
league.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Something
so
like that.
that's going to be cool. And I guess they're just basically going to take over the Monday slot, which, you know, cool. Yeah. And then they also asked if I was still doing my. They were talking about all the different streams, and SC Kicker asked if I was still doing my stream on Saturdays, and KO was like, "Yeah, you did it last night. I was there." I'm listening to them the next day, being like, "Yeah, I just saw one of you." City Pigeon says we'll need to get with Mass Chef to see, but Mass Chef, Ant-Man, and I do On the Track live on Saturday nights. Yeah, I remembered hearing you talk about that too, and they didn't. What I heard about the one for Mondays didn't mention you. I think there might be two different shows happening, or maybe I heard a conflation and information changed in between these two podcasts. I'm not entirely sure myself, but regardless, whatever day it is, however many shows there are, new racing content's coming out for people that are into racing, so good for you guys. You know, one way or another. So, yeah. Now, I wanted to point out something. KO pointed out on his on the ninjas that he actually, we were talking about the limited service structures in Paris and how I was really, you know, like just rubbed the wrong way with them limiting the quantity. He actually likes that. He likes the exclusive nature of no, I don't think that it was necessarily Paris for him. I think that it was just if it's his city, he likes the idea of that being an exclusive type of thing. And I just it's nice to hear differing perspectives on such subjective matter because it's like different perspectives really make the world go round. Because I'm just like, I can
Right.
see that. I completely disagree with it. I stand by my opinion. I say unlimited for all, but no, if he likes that, then I'm glad he's getting something that he likes as a concept. You know?
At least someone's like me. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
still, yeah.
It's
Makes sense.
it's the shit that nobody likes that they double down on that, you know, really grinds my gears. Like, oh man, but yeah. And then let's see, Lightning Leg didn't have a show this week. Meant to Be, of course, did. Who he also Mass Chef was on a couple of shows this week. He was on Meant to Be. He was on Too Stupid for Web3. Talking about, of course, racing. He was giving away carts. He was doing a whole publicity tour. It's kind of cool, honestly. He's a really cool guy to listen to. I gotta say. And found out that Pigeon and Puppet were both banned from the Spark Exchange server for getting a little too real. So, you know.
Interesting.
Sorry, guys.
Not that it matters.
I'll let you know if I hear anything. So far, the answer is no. I mean, yeah, there's nothing at this point. Like, I know that I've said that I'm okay not getting back my money that I spent on vibes, but now I'm starting to wonder, like, I don't know if it's this dead and nobody's getting any communication. Shit, maybe I do want my money back. Well, not money, but my Uppies back.
End of business on Sunday is the
Yeah, into
operative
business
word.
on Sunday last month. And this is where it's bullshit because at this point it's bullshit because you have passed the point of the amount of time it would take to push manual transactions.
Right.
A delay in service of automation to more efficiently produce the transactions, fine. But
Hmm.
months it's been, and so that's where it's like well before now, if you have access to the account, just fucking manually do it, just one by one by one. They'd have been done by now.
Yeah.
If they had done it one by one, they'd have
Or,
been done by
or
now.
even prioritize at least the people raising their hand in their Discord saying, "I want my Uppies." At least maybe do like a draw. The first
DMV,
100
take a number.
people yeah. I mean, but is it also kind of a joke? End of business Sunday. I mean, I don't know. Is that even a business day in some parts of the world? Sunday? I don't know. Maybe I'm just reading too much into it. End of
And
business Sunday.
you're right. I hadn't really ever thought about that. When I hear end of business, I think automatically 5 p.m. Because 9 to 5,
Right.
5 p.m. So when I
Mhm.
heard end of business Sunday, I just in my mind automatically went 5 p.m. Sunday. You're right though. Sunday is not a business day. It's one day I don't work. Like, yeah. So shit. Oh, fun guy's got to go. Bye, fun guy. Later, Tater. Priya. So yeah. I don't. I hope that at this point, I'm just waiting to see what happens. Obviously, it's not coming back, but I hope that refunds happen.
Mhm. Yeah.
Anyway,
On that too.
but yeah. So Upix Spark Exchange is dead. Long live Upix Land. Mass Chef and some others are going to be doing some new racing shit. Upland Revival's gone. Maybe one day they'll be revived. We need an Upland revival. But and then like I said, Mass Chef was also on Tooth Super for Web3. Threw out a number I found interesting. Mass Chef on that show said that for the harvest competition, for the harvest racing, the prize pool is up to over 5 million Upix. And so it's going to be about 720,000 Upix a race. That's a fucking hell of a prize pool.
Yeah. Crazy.
Like,
wow.
I don't race, but shit, that's awesome. Yeah. And then, of course, Upland After Dark, the Friday show, the show that comes on right before us. Well, I say right before us, the night before us, but they had Neptune on as a ghost. He's apparently got a thing going on. I'm gonna pull up the website right now, NeptuneCustoms.com. He's working on like facilitating like interaction between new users and node builders and stuff to like try and on the one hand help new users with their first purchases, and then on the other hand help node builders secure their FSA shit. Like, it really feels like he's just really trying to play the role of like of agent, and it's not a bad role, you know.
Mhm.
But yeah, so shout out to Neptune. He also won he also won the
won
stock car.
the
Yeah,
historical the car.
man, he won number one, which means he spent the most money.
I believe the calculation was something like, well, we'll respect that, but
Yeah, I didn't do the math.
yeah, but yeah, he's the latest Abdullah.
But yeah, so if this sounds like your thing, check it out. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I like whenever I see any little projects like that, and I especially like when I see them, doing the rounds and showing up on other shows and stuff. And so I like to do a little extra, like, hey, this is worth somebody else talking about. Check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much all that I've got though. I mean, other than fantasy football is kicking my ass. I'm 0-4. I mean, I'm winning so far in my match this week, but that's what it fucking said last week, and then I lost by 2 points because it said I was gonna. It said I was a cinch. The other team only had one player left to play. I was like way in the lead, and then apparently Johnny Mc quarterback over there just does amazing and brings in like a bajillion points, and so fantasy football's not fun. Everyone else is having fun. I'm not having fun. Keep losing. Oh man. But yeah, they had a couple comments on Upland After Dark though that I also want to point out that I completely agreed with. One being that as I pointed out earlier, Upland needs to like stop showing the Uppies and just release them. They keep talking about them, and we're finally on the verge of a number. It really feels like maybe guys wait just that put some of that on the back burner if you're not ready yet. Another thing I really agreed with is that cosmetic drops for these season passes, in general, they need to be better and more diverse to justify that season pass price. At this point, it's almost getting generic. I half the people, myself included, don't even like really check what we're getting every week because it's just another background for your block explorer. It's just another little thing in the corner there, or property card background. And yeah, some of them are cool, but at this point we've got like 50 of them, and there's so much more they could do. And that's where I've pointed out before, so many little things they could add in, and all of these could be cosmetic drops. Background elevator music, boom, cosmetic drop.
Exactly, something new.
Yeah, a compass for your block explorer, so you know which direction it's actually moving in. Boom, cosmetic drop.
Right.
I still think that they're just leaving an opportunity on the table by not doing something with the tail. We have this tail that follows our block explorer everywhere, and it's just a black line. Do something seasonal with it. It's fall. It's spooky. Have little leaves and crossbones coming from it or something. Come St. Patrick's Day, you can have little shamrocks and a rainbow coming off of it, and these can all be cosmetic drops. This is top of my head shit. Like.
And I'm just not feeling this family thing. Like, am I supposed to like this family, the Spruggs family? Like, is it,
oh, you don't know the.
I don't know.
You didn't grow up with the Spriggs family on your bookshelf? Why, my mother read that to me every night before bed. I grew up intimate with the Spriggs family. Why, I felt like I went to school with Ace Spriggs. Yeah, no, it's fucking weird. I don't know. Yeah, but anyway. So yeah. As I pointed out earlier, they had some mixed. Well, as I pointed out earlier about the construction hub having a wide range of opinions and predictions on Upland After Dark, they themselves had mixed concerns about it and its profitability. I again. I'm just to me a lot of that is going to depend on if they have a minimum. If they don't require a minimum price to for someone to contract out for a service structure or for any structure, it's going to be a race to the bottom, and it's going to be a bloodbath, and I don't want any more of that in Upland. Like
Sure.
a single simple guardrail of minimum prices and that's why I like going with the price that they were sold for. That just it's less that I think that that's what they're worth, and more that that's such an easy peg. It's right there. It's right there.
Sure. Right.
So yeah, Here's hoping. Last thing I've got. Shout out to L Slack, who is going to be doing an Extra Life fundraiser. And he had mentioned it on their show and whatnot. And I don't know if you know what Extra Life is. And for anybody that doesn't know, Extra Life is a program that runs a charity type thing. They've been doing it for years. I used to watch them on Rooster Teeth a decade ago. And it's like any other fundraiser, only instead of raising money for every mile you run or every book you read, it's for it's for video games. It's for streaming, playing video games. Yeah.
Nice.
And yeah, and you get to pick like your local hospital type of shit that the money goes to, and all of the money. I actually looked into this. So all of the money that does go to the projects. Something like 13% goes to cover overhead costs of the companies that are running the shit.
Okay.
And but like after those employees are paid, everything else goes on to the actual projects. So it's at least it's actually legit. I always do that check with charities because there's too many charities out there that spend 90% of their donations on marketing and only 10% on research or whatever. That's always irked me. And so I can say Extra Life is not that. Anyway, he's doing that. That's awesome. I've always wanted to do that. I'm probably going to be doing that. Well, I say I'm going to be doing that this year as well. And starting next week, I'm going to start releasing details and stuff about that. Because I've always wanted to, so I'm gonna.
Very cool.
Live life while you can. Alright. Oh, that's actually, hold on. Casigmar just said something in there that's what they had said right. The travel amount to get between cities could help stimulate the price for the service structure builds at the construction hub, just because like if you have to travel to get somewhere, then it better be worth the amount that you traveled. So I can see that having an effect. I still hope that there's just a minimum though. But I do like that. I do like that could come into effect. All right. Well, that's like I think I've said about 4 times. That's all I've got, and we're 2 hours in. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up there.
Was there anything interesting on Note, or is that going to be?
I didn't. I was going to, and then we watched the second movie. Frankly, honestly, I was unprepared to do Note of the week. I'll double up again next week. That said, I've been keeping track for Note of the week in particular, because like I don't know who these people actually are. I keep track of them, but you're gonna have to reach out to me and be like, "Hey, I'm Florian Schultz, and I won 20,000 Uppies from this," or "I'm Money, that's MUNNY, and I won 20,000 Uppies for this," because like I don't know you. So I don't know how to get it to you. But I'm keeping track. So I'm keeping a list of all that. Yeah. We'll be back with that next week.
Well, cool.
All right. Well, with that, we'll go ahead. We'll wrap up this week's episode. But of course, the mystery remains. Its solution ever elusive. I'd of course like to thank my co-host Cernus, as well as everyone joining us live or watching later. Alone, each of us is but a single gray cell. Together, we are the Upland Community Brain. Be safe, everyone. Catch you crazy cats and kittens on the flip side. Later, taters.
Articles, rumors, and hoods, giving away more than we should. Contests, debates, hot takes every week till something breaks. Minting every city, collecting blue squares, praying to the gods that they'll be ultra rares. Racing, shopping, hunting, damn, there's lots to do. We'll cover everything we can on the Clue Crew. Think that there's too much to track? Well, we do too. Feeling lost or overwhelmed, we're here for you. So if you're here for the scoop, remember y'all, he's not your mother, not your lawyer, just a dog.